Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and I'm so excited to be welcoming back a guest I had on the show during season 1, Chef Shelley. Chef Shelley was our guest for episode 98 of the show, and she shared 5 tips for making cooking easier. So if you aren't able to hire a personal chef yet, but would like to cook at home more because you know it's going to be a healthier, less expensive way to enjoy your meals, I highly recommend going back to that episode. It's one I'm constantly referring back to and sharing with clients because Chef Shelley really opened my eyes to some of the mistakes I was making in the kitchen by using tips I thought were saving me time, but really weren't helping me save as much time as possible. And I don't know about you, but my time is very valuable. I always want to have more of it. And so by implementing some of her strategies, I've been able to do that. So I'm definitely grateful and can't recommend that first episode enough. What are we going to talk about today, though? Why did I have Chef Shelley come back for this episode? Basically, when I was chatting with her, she shared that she has lost 30 pounds and kept it off. And I thought it would be interesting and helpful for you to hear about her personal health journey and the strategies she has used to sustain her 30-pound weight loss. Before I dive into my conversation with Chef Shelley today, I wanted to share a little bit more about her for those of you who didn't get to listen to episode 98 yet. Chef Shelley is the chef and owner of Elegant Eats personal chef service in the Dallas, Texas area. After getting too old and tired for restaurant and catering work, otherwise known as having children, she became a personal chef. The past 13 years have included cooking for professional athletes, billionaires, celebrities, and regular families who want to eat delicious, high-quality food but don't have time or the desire to cook. She's been featured on TV, in professional publications, and has received awards for speaking in food photography. She has served in community volunteer positions and on numerous nonprofit boards. She now focuses her time helping others to follow their passion of cooking and become personal chefs with her online Personal Chef Master course. Sometimes, Shelley even manages to make dinner for her family. All right, Shelley, well, welcome back to the Fit 15. I enjoyed having you as a guest before and excited to chat more with you today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me back. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to chat with you again and wanted to start our conversation by asking you what you actually eat and prepare for yourself after being exposed to all these different meals that you cook for all your different clients that's been able to help you maintain your weight loss and be healthy as a personal chef who has a very full schedule and is also exposed to lots of different delicious foods all day long.
Yeah, I've cooked all sorts of crazy things. I have clients who want to do whatever's popular. Like when Atkins came up, they wanted to do that. When the Mediterranean diet came, they wanted to do that. Or, gluten-free, even though they don't have a sensitivity. And then I've cooked for people who have medically recommended diets too, where it's coming from a health professional whether it's for blood pressure or diabetes or food allergies. And then even people who are trying to reach big goals like professional bodybuilders. That was a lot of egg whites. I made a lot of egg whites. And I've even cooked for people on the raw diet who paid me not to cook. I'm not sure about that, but I just do what they want me to do. So I not cooked for them. But for me, when it comes to what we eat with my family, I like to focus on trying to get in a lot of vegetables because for some reason it seems like that can be a challenge. It's easy to go to the pantry and pull out a carb, but so I try to make sure that we have a lot of fruits and vegetables on our plates, and then lean proteins most of the time. And I guess nuts don't really count as a lean protein, but I count sort of, animal proteins, fish, nuts, beans, all those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then whole grains. I try to stick to whole grains.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that. That sounds exactly like what I try to recommend my clients do. So
Good. Woohoo, that's good.
And I wonder, are you really strict when it comes to eating this way, or how do you make this way of eating work in real life when things don't go as planned, perhaps?
For me, a lot of it has to do with I need to have the healthy food ready to eat all the time. So that's why I do like to cook a bunch of food at one time for the week. But then I also just have like apple butter or almond butter and apples to have that as a meal replacement, because almond butter is pretty dense. So that's not something that, I would eat a half a cup of, but
Right.
a little bit is perfect. And I will eat what is ever in the house. So as long as I keep those things in the house, I eat healthily. But if I keep crap in the house, then I eat crappily, if I can make that into an adverb. But so that is a really important step. And I also really need to be mindful. And for me, being, as you know, a business owner is just it makes you so busy all the time. It's really easy to lose track of, like, it'll be 5:00 and you'll be like, talking about something that happened in the morning, and you'll be like, wait, was that today? I thought that was that feels like it was last week, because so much has happened in the interim. And so for me, I find that it really helped to track what I was eating. And it wasn't crazy tracking. I didn't, break down that I had to eat certain percents of anything or the complete nutritional breakdown. I just wrote down what I ate. So by the time it got to dinner, I knew if I had, I kind of went overboard in the first half of the day, I'm going to have a lighter dinner or.
Hi, friends, it's Catherine, and that sound is your halfway point reminder. If you are joining us and going for an out and back 15-minute walk, and that's the only time you have, you want to turn around now. All right, back to Chef Shelley.
I really want a glass of wine. Well, you know what? I was pretty on point all day, so I can fit in one glass of wine without it being out of control. Or, I feel like a bottle of wine, but that's probably not a good choice.
Right. Yep. Yeah, the power of tracking is so huge.
Yeah, that was really key. Yeah, it's just too easy for me to lose track of, like, when I think I need a treat.
No, for sure.
Yeah, and a big thing too is that I had always heard, and I'm sure you have talked about this, that you have to find a type of exercise that you really enjoy to be able to make it a lifestyle and not a temporary thing. And I had a hard time finding something that really gelled with me. And I decided this year that I wanted to be able to touch my toes, because I have no flexibility at all. It's always been a big challenge. I remember being in middle school and doing that presidential fitness test and not being able to pass that part, because they grade you on, how far you can, just the fact that I still remember this, and it was many, many years ago, that you had to touch your shoelaces to get a C, and I couldn't even do that. So I decided I was going to do yoga to try to improve my flexibility. And just from doing yoga consistently, I cannot believe how much I have improved my strength, and how much more toned my arms and legs are. And as you know, you'll be able to remember this term. There's cardio, which is more about your heart health. And then there's strength training. And that the yoga I was doing, which was just gentle flow yoga, not any power yoga or anything, is actually strength training.
Mm-hmm. No, for
Because
sure.
you're using your body as the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that. So it had huge more benefits than I had thought it was going to. And I really enjoy it.
No, that's awesome, and definitely agree and have experienced similar things in my own yoga practice, and love that you didn't expect the strength benefit, but were able to enjoy that.
No, I had no, well, because I thought, oh, I'm going to need to move up to a harder class, or
Right.
this can't be doing anything because a lot of the class is lying down doing nothing and just working on mindfulness. That can't be doing anything. But that also is a huge thing, making, space in your mind for being able to enjoy it and being able to do it consistently, and
Right.
lowering your anxiety and lowering your stress level, which has a huge impact on your physical health too.
Oh yeah, just in general, but then it does affect the foods that you want to eat.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah, very true.
oh goodness. Yeah, no, well, I'm glad you're able to find the yoga, and I can definitely attest to it increasing your strength, especially depending on what type of flow you're doing. You're doing some little push-ups in there. I don't know if
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
break that to people or not, but maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Well, and the beauty of it too is that you don't, when you go into a beginning gentle class, you don't go in and they say do 10 push-ups and you're like, I can't do a push-up. I
Right.
mean, you start out just in the top position, plank. You're not
Mm-hmm.
even going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And just holding that is a challenge,
Yep.
but that can improve you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great foundation.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, very cool. So you got your yoga and got all that good stuff going. I have a question for you too, that I had some people write in questions they wanted to ask you. Because when we're going, when we cook, I think one of the reasons, why it's good to cook at home is you see what's being put into your meals, right? Or if you had a personal
Oh,
chef.
absolutely.
But people are asking, if you go out to dinner and you don't want your food to be, smothered in butter and oil, what do you have to ask for them to, I mean, I guess you could ask that, but like, are there any tips from the chef side of things?
Sure. And a lot of restaurants have gotten, much better about either putting nutritional information. The servers have the information or can get the information, but if you're going out to eat and you really want to make a healthy choice at a restaurant that may or may not be healthy, you really can't go wrong with lean proteins
Mm,
and vegetables. And if you're concerned about what they're going to cook them in or put on them, just say, do you put butter on that? Do you cook it in oil? And
mm,
just say either you don't want it, or as long as it doesn't have like a cream sauce on it. Like if it's just we used to go to an Italian restaurant all the time, and I would get chicken parmesan,
mm-hmm.
but instead of having them bread it and fry it, I would say I just want the chicken grilled. So it would be grilled chicken with marinara sauce on it, which is a vegetable. And
Right.
then I felt okay having the cheese on it because I had made the chicken so much healthier that it was okay
Mm-hmm.
to have the cheese to keep it
Got it.
balanced.
Got it. So there's no special chef code or lingo that we like that's magic. Oh,
If I had to say, the secret would be nice to your server, because
right?
if you're, and that doesn't mean your server's perfect, but assuming you're getting good service, when you're nice to your server will be nice and want to help you out. People that go in, and you don't be mean to people who are handling your food.
Right, right. No, for sure.
Yeah.
That's true. Someone asked, what is the craziest request that you've ever had in all your years of cooking for people?
Oh, I would say, well, the family who wanted me to cook quote unquote raw food, that was a interesting one. And then
Yeah.
I have a client who is European, and every once in a while she will say, oh, hey, I want this. And I'll be like, what? And the latest one she
Translation.
did is she's like, oh, hey, I want octopus. And I'm
Oh, that's
like,
good though.
all right, I know. I'm like, well, narrow that down for me. Do you want like the little teeny ones, like grilled up,
Right.
or do you want? And she wanted the big guys, braised with tomatoes and Kalamata olives and some little baby red potatoes, and it's delicious. But it's not anything I would have ever thought to. I can't
Right.
think of other clients who would be like, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking I wanted Tuesday night.
But now that you say that, when I get to be rich and famous and hire my personal chef, I'm gonna have to. That might be something I'll ask for because I love ordering it out. Although, actually, you have to cook it right. Like I've had really good experiences with it, and then sometimes when it's rubbery, and I'm like, oh, that
And
was
you
a
know
mistake.
what's really good to cook it? And we talked about this last time too, your
Mhm.
pressure cooker.
Oh, okay.
That's
So,
what I cook it in. Yep.
okay. I might have to see if you have a recipe for it on your website.
You will. And if anybody else wants the recipe, they can just get my email right off the website, or it's chef@chefintheburbs.com. I am happy to send them that octopus recipe if they would like to have it.
I love that. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to share from your own journey or from being a personal chef to just leave our listeners with that could help them kind of stay on track themselves?
I would say you just have to find what works for you, and
Mm,
it doesn't even have to be what's going to work for you forever. It's what works right now.
mm,
My journey has certainly changed a lot over the years, and I've, like I said, tried all different types of exercise routines to find one I liked. And I might have liked one for a while, and then I liked strength training for a while, and right now I found that yoga really works for me. And if I feel like it's not, and I'm losing interest and not feeling like going, I will find something else.
mm. No, that's good. Yeah, being open to things changing in our life and kind of going with that versus being very strict.
Yes, because we change, and that's
Yeah,
okay. You have to keep up with your own changes.
very cool. And then Shelley, where can people find you? And I guess one thing we should mention, we didn't mention this last time, but I think it's important that you are a personal chef and you have resources for people that want to, try to cook at home, but then you also help people who want to become personal chefs. So I know I mentioned that in your bio, but do you have anything you want to share about that just in case someone's listening who wants some help with their personal chef business?
Oh, sure. Yeah, on my website, chefintheburbs.com.
I love that name, by the way.
Yes, out here in the burbs where the men are at work and the women are at home working, and the kids are all perfect all the time. That's the suburbs.
Right?
um, let's see. Yeah, on my website there, like I mentioned last time, there are a ton of recipes if that's
Mm.
what someone's looking for. And I think you're going to put a link down to the how to cook like a personal chef,
Yes,
so
for
you
sure.
can be your own client and you can do it for yourself. And I also have an upcoming course about how to be a personal chef.
Oh, cool. Okay. So it's upcoming.
Yes. So if someone is really interested and loves to cook and that's truly their passion, or they're a health and fitness professional who wants
Mm.
to add that service offering on for their clients, it can be
Hmm.
really valuable.
I don't consider myself a great cook, so I had never thought of that, but I do get asked a lot of times, who do I
Hmm.
recommend?
Yeah. And that's,
So,
yeah, a good thing too. If you're just looking for a personal chef, you can Google personal chef and just put in your city. And
mm.
there's also a website called hireachef.com.
Oh, okay.
And that's an association, and they list personal chefs who are members. So that can give you a good place to start looking too.
Oh, that's cool. See, I like that. And if we did do that, are there certain like questions we should ask our potential personal chefs to make sure they're a good fit or
Well, I'm sure they will always offer to, you can either call them or email them and then set up an interview, and they will be happy to come to your home. They
Mm,
will want to know all about what kind of foods you want to eat, what kind of
sure.
foods you hate, because that's important too. They're going to be giving you a lot of choices. And the more that you can narrow that down, the more you're going to like the food and get choices you want.
Right.
Because at the beginning, it can be a bit of an adjustment as you're getting to know each other. But you definitely need to have someone that you click with.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, in any area, there are options. So definitely go with one that you like the best.
Well, Shelley, it's been so fun chatting with you, and I appreciate you coming back and spending more time and sharing all your insights. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.
Hi, friends, it's Catherine, and I just have a little note from the Fit 15 podcast sponsor, Fit Armadillo. Fit Armadillo is the fitness company that helps you enjoy fitness at your place and your pace, primarily through private fitness sessions provided over live two-way video chat. And since Chef Shelley and I chatted about yoga so much during this episode, I thought we were going to be talking mostly about food. But I did want to mention that at Fit Armadillo, we do offer, Fit Armadillo is the show sponsor, but also my fitness company, private yoga sessions and sometimes small online group fitness classes that include yoga as a format. So if you've been wanting to try yoga but don't feel like trying it at a fancy boutique and having that commitment, or don't want to feel stressed after yoga dealing with traffic going to and from your yoga studio, I highly recommend checking out our yoga sessions, private sessions, and classes. I have been a client of our yoga instructor, Kayla, and it's been tremendously helpful for my stress levels, reducing those, and also just being able to increase my flexibility and help me stay injury free with some of my other fitness goals. So just wanted to give a little shout out there. You can learn more by going to fitarmadillo.com or fitarmadillo.com/classes to see if there's a yoga class being offered this week. As always, I really appreciate you and thank you for listening to the show. If you are enjoying it, head on over to iTunes and or Stitcher to leave us a review. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, I will chat with you again tomorrow. Bye.